Ever since I started my apprenticeship, all the old boys sat and said, why are you coming into this trade? It's a dying trade. This was back in 1984, we were being told that it was a dying trade then. And over the years, it has got a lot smaller. I'm Stephen Coe and I'm a silver spinner. Silver spinning is forming a vessel over a chuck that is a certain shape, so you can produce a hollow object that traditionally might have been hand raised by hammer, but can be done more smoothly and slightly quicker and be repetitive to actually make a certain vessel of a certain shape and size. The first thing that I receive is a drawing. If I'm supplying the silver, that's fine, but if they're supplying the metal, which a lot of people like to do, they will send me a drawing. I will work out the circle sizes that I need and they will order them. When I start, I will probably make a finishing chuck. So I'll make the chuck that it's going to be finished on. And then, that's then when I start drafting them. They then come down to the finished chuck before you finish them off, and then stick them in a box and post them back to them. The actual spinning part of it, to be perfectly honest, sometimes could only be about a third of the work, in the fact that you're making multiple drafting chucks to get down to something that is long, or if it's got a section chuck that then goes over. The actual spinning process might only be an hour, hour and a half, but you've spent 5 hours making chucks. And that's the problem when you see it on YouTube and what have you, and you just see the actual process of the spinning. There's never anything on how you got to that part where you're actually spinning the metal over. I feel guilty in the fact that I haven't taken on an apprentice, but the only thing there is if I had to teach somebody like my master Henry taught me, I wouldn't be able to afford to, because it's very, very time consuming. I do a fair amount of silver spinning, but I also do quite a bit more now in brass work, which I haven't done over the years, just because that's where the trade's going. In the foreseeable future, there does seem to be a little bit more brass, which is the reason why I was just demonstrating on a piece of brass, because a small little disc like that, just as a demonstration in brass, probably a couple of quid. If that was in silver, chances are, at today's prices, the best part of £300. The one thing I was always taught when I was growing up is that you've got a brass spinner. A brass spinner can't spin silver, but a silver spinner can spin brass. And the main reason, a lot of it is to do with the way that you're thinking. You know, a brass spinner will sit and think it's silver, it's silver, it's silver, and they'll be thinking about it all the time and they'll mess it up. You know, whereas a silver spinner, you're used to working with it, and as far as you're concerned, it's a metal. It is just a metal.